This is Michael Lukes with Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization, joined here by Tanner Agar, young entrepreneur from Texas Christian University, founder of The Chef Shelf, and he recently won third place in the National Elevator Pitch Competition at the CEO National Conference in Chicago. Tanner, thanks a lot for joining me.
Hey, Mike, thank you for having me. It's really fun to come out and talk about the company.
So tell us a little bit about The Chef Shelf.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Chef Shelf started with my experience working as a chef, both in Toronto and Chicago, over in Spain a little bit. And I noticed a lot of these chefs are hitting this glass ceiling in that they want to bring products to market, retail products or sauces, things like that, but they can't do it. You need a lot of money. You need a person to manage this. So the only chefs who are able to do it are big-time chefs like Emeril or Wolfgang Puck or Mario Batali. And I really didn't think that was fair, that chefs with incredible products and strong customer base can't grow their business. So I decided I was going to fix that. And that's what our company does, brings these products to market and sells them on the website. And we're developing a broad range of services to help chefs and restaurants to become more successful.
So after coming up with the initial idea, what were some of the next steps that you went through to create the actual company?
Well, one of the most important and difficult steps to start off with was just figuring out if I could do this. The reason it's so difficult is that it costs about $10,000-$15,000 to get set up doing food manufacturing. So we wanted to allow the chefs to create retail products in their own kitchens. And that was complicated and difficult to figure out if it was approved because we're dealing with state health departments, local health departments, all kinds of different groups. But once we were able to figure that out, then I could start going out and recruiting chefs, explaining to them what I wanted to do and really getting them on board because the company only exists if great chefs are joining.
So then, obviously that was a big hurdle. What do you feel has been your biggest hurdle so far that you've been able to overcome with your business, and how were you able to overcome it?
I think the biggest challenge so far is just getting people to know about it. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, and the chefs that I work with so far have been really appreciative, but it's getting customers to really take notice and understand what we're doing. And we've really just tried to get the chefs to talk about it, get some local writers, food writers to talk about it, and also do some advertising. A little bit of, Facebook or Google marketing is all we can afford, but, it's getting it out there. I just sold one of our holiday gift baskets to a lady in Hawaii. So clearly it's getting a little bit farther than we expected.
Great. So just out of curiosity, what are some of the products that the chefs really want to get out there and they're working on? Are these, spices or packaged goods, or what are they really interested in getting out to the marketplace?
It's all of that. So, for example, some of them have cookbooks, and so you can buy autographed cookbooks on my website. But some of them, one of my best-selling products is a sweet ancho chili relish. So it's just a really nice topping for sandwiches or steaks, and this is something the chef has used at his restaurants. His customers have said, man, we really would love to take some of this home, and now they can. For some, it's spices. I'm rolling out some new products today, and so it's a red sea salt and za'atar, which is a Middle Eastern spice. It's just these kinds of specialty products that you're not going to see somewhere that these chefs have really become known for using in their restaurants.
So then also you said you're working with the chefs to create the products in their own kitchen. So with the sweet ancho chili relish, is that something they produce at their own place, or do you have to find a manufacturer for that and then sell it? How does that process work?
Well, every product is in a different kind of phase of the production relationship, if you will. So when a brand new product comes out and we're not sure about it, the chefs are quite literally making it in their kitchens and jarring it there or packaging it there. And that allows us to kind of test the market and see if this is a product we really can sell and sell it online. And then once the product becomes successful, then one, we can go get it manufactured for a lower cost, and two, it gives the chefs their kitchen back, their time back, so they're not busy working on this. Because the goal is for it not to be a hindrance or an interference with their business, with what they're good at. It's supposed to add to their brand and add to their business. So it's kind of, the answer is kind of both, just depending on how long the product's been out there and how successful it is.
As I mentioned earlier, you finished third in the National Elevator Pitch Competition. How did you come to compete in the competition?
Well, I am a member of the TCU CEO Club. I've just made the board, and so I've been really involved since I got to TCU. And TCU does its own elevator pitch competition every semester. If you win at the TCU level, then they sponsor your trip to the national competition and trip to the conference. So after I entered, I was able to win there, and that gave me the sponsorship I needed to be able to get to Chicago.
So throughout the process, after you came up with the idea, what was there something that inspired you to continue with the idea? Was it your own passion for, being a chef, or were there other people along the way that helped support you? What was it that really carried you to, take an idea and actually turn it into a business instead of just thinking it would be a cool idea to do?
Well, the first thing that I did was, after I had this idea and I was passionate about it, I just went out and found chefs I knew and talked to them about it. And some of them said, hey, you know what? We tried to do a line of our sauce or this soup, and it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Well, you know what? It's kind of expensive, and someone has to manage all of these products and manage all of these orders, and we just can't do that. If you're going to do $14,000 in sales tonight, you're not going to bother yourself with a $20 mail order. It gets in the way. And after talking to a few chefs, I realized, you know what? This really is a problem that these chefs are hitting. And it's not because they don't have a passion. It's not because they don't have the desire. It's because they're not equipped to be able to succeed. And I really think that with their help and the help I'm getting from TCU, I can fulfill that role that these chefs really need.
Great. And what are your next few steps here in maybe the next month or two for the chef shelf and yourself?
Well, for the company, December is a very big sales month for our industry. And so we're kind of just trying to fill our orders and manage all of that. But in January, when our sales will slow down and restaurants will slow down, it'll really be a great opportunity for us to grow. And so in January, we will be expanding product lines with chefs we currently work with, and we'll be adding more chefs. And that's really our goal, to become a strong DFW player and then to start expanding after that. For myself, the company is my baby. I'm working on it a lot, and I love doing it. I am still in school. I'm still working as a waiter to pay my way through school. So really, I'm just trying to, be able to focus on school, focus on the company, and make sure that I'm getting done what I need to get done.
And then last question here. What's your best piece of advice for fellow young entrepreneurs?
I think what's helped me to be successful is, interestingly, a lack of money. I don't have the money that I want to have to be able to go out there, and so it's made me be really patient. It's made me think through things. I had $1,500 left on my student loan, so I decided I'd buy some products and try this out. If I'd had $10,000, I would have gone way bigger, and I wouldn't have found some of the freebies or some of the smarter ways, or maybe I wouldn't have spent so much time talking to my customer, and I would have just assumed what they wanted and lost a lot of money. So by being careful and talking to a lot of advisors, I've been able to build something that I'm proud of and I really think can grow by just being patient and not spending a whole lot.
Great. Well, once again, this has been Michael Lukes with Tanner Agar, and you can check out The Chef Shelf at thechefshelf.com. Tanner, thanks a lot for your time, and good luck with The Chef Shelf.
Thank you so much, Michael.